to sign guard NateDavis, but as we were setting up the live, it was announced that the Chicago Bears have signed Tremaine Edmunds. Bobby, go ahead and give him the details of the deal.
Man, the Bears came in and signed a linebacker. It's a guy that I put up on the list. I appreciate y'all for fucking with the list. Ryan Post, I know you a man that work at night, goddamn. Good job. He gave this man 4 years, 72 million, 50 million guaranteed. And the best part is this man just keeps signing young talent. Another 20, 25, 26-year-old along with NateDavis. Shout out to Ryan Post for locking up these players for years to come, baby.
And honestly, that is what's so important about what Ryan Post is doing here. He's not just signing vets. He's signing vets that still have quite a bit of youth left with them that can fit the Bears timeline and could grow and develop. Like Tremaine Edmunds is as much of a monster as what he is. He still has room to grow, right?
Bro.
And so now we have a linebacking core of Tremaine Edmunds, TJ Edwards, and Jack Sanborn, and the Bears could still potentially go out and sign bring a Nicholas Morrow back for a depth piece or something like that. Like, I love what Ryan Poles is doing, fam. Love it,
bro. He signed my linebacker. That's the linebacker I've been wanting. That's exactly who I wanted.
I had moved on from the possibility of signing Tremaine Edmunds just because of what I thought that contract could be. But Ryan Poles came in and got him for. Would you guys also say that this is a steal?
It's a steal, bro.
Yeah, for 72. That's what I see.
Yes.
Yep. 4 years for 72.
Bro, I thought he was gonna get I thought he was gonna get more than that. That's a steal. I'll say that's a steal for Tremaine.
You get a linebacker that is not only a playmaker at his position, but also a linebacker that comes in. He's youthful. All those things definitely apply. But then he's more of a playmaker. And you get him for less than if you would have tried to re-sign Roquan Smith, which is the biggest thing here.
Facts.
He a dog. That's why. That's just two signings that he just like, bro. We not just signing anybody. We getting somebody that we need and somebody that fits the scheme, that he fits the fly over the field, the tackles mentality. He gonna tackle you, gonna fly everywhere. He gonna look at you like you crazy. That's what crazy. He fit the city too. That's another thing.
And so after the signings, the Bears still have over $60 million in cap space with more flexibility to still do something. Big Kev in the building. Big bro, what do you think about the Bears acquisition of Tremaine Edmunds on a steal of a deal, bro? A steal of a deal.
I love the money. I love it. Like under $20 million for 2 years, only $14 million guaranteed. And he was really good at his position last season. And well, his whole career, he does his thing. He goes out there, he gets his tackles. The Bears didn't have anybody to do this last season. So I'm excited to see what he can do for the squad.
Bro, in correction, he is 24 years old, not
24.
He's young, bro. I remember he just got drafted not too long ago at the UCF, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
VT,
bro.
Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech is Virginia. Yeah, he got a brother too.
Bro. I think so.
All that, but like you're bringing in a guy who's 24 years old, 6'5", 250 pounds at the linebacker position, had 102 tackles last year, 66 solo tackles, had only one sack, but he's not the biggest as far as a sack threat, but that's why we need to address the trenches. But you bring in a guy who is clearly now your as a linchpin of a defense, and you're adding him to Jaquan Brisker, everything else that we got in the secondary, like. Our linebacker core is now set. We still need to address the defensive line, which we think a big part of that's going to come in the draft. But Ryan Poles is slowly but surely just transformed. If you look at where this defense was when Ryan Poles took over this team to where it is now, with signings and draftings left to come, he's flipped and turned around this defense amazingly in a year, bro. It's crazy.
And one more thing we got to add too is that the linebackers he picked up, they're good in coverage. And you already had a defensive backfield that was good in coverage. Now you just adding on to that. Hopefully we can go ahead and continue to solidify this D line and look out. We're gonna be solid.
So we got Edwards and Tremaine Edmunds now, right? That's dope.
Yeah, Edwards. So our linebacker core as of right now is going to be Jack Sanborn as the strong side. You got what that means. Are they moving TJ Edwards to the weak side and Edmunds is going to be the middle?
I think they say they putting them in the mic. At the mic.
They're putting Edwards in the mic, and then Edmunds is going to be weak side.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's more of his preferred. That's what he like to
do. Bro, we're adding somebody who was a 16th overall pick in the draft for reasonable money. And then we haven't even talked about us signing guard NateDavis yet to solidify that offensive line. Come on, man. Come on, bro.
I think that's pretty damn good too, man. Because even now, if we flipping on to the offensive line, that's good because again, he's signing youth. 26-year-old player,
bro.
26-year-old player only gave up one holding call last year and one sack, I believe, or something like that. Y'all correct me on the sack, but I know for sure he only had one holding penalty last year. He young. That's youth. You can grow with these players.
Yeah, and he's fairly durable. That's the one thing. Every signing we didn't got is very durable. Tremaine plays majority of his games. He misses one game a year, maybe. TJ don't miss games.
And just came out. It's a front-loaded deal. So much like with DJ Moore's deal, it actually is going to descend. The contract is going to descend over the years, which is going to help us add more. Come on, bro.
Stone
Cold is a genius, bro.
Stone Cold
genius, bro. And let's not overlook the signing of a guard, NateDavis. Now, here's the question I want to throw to you guys. NateDavis is a guard. Does this now move Tevin Jenkins back to his original position of tackle, or do you keep?
I will hope so.
That'd be.
I mean, to me, he's always. I want a nasty tackle. So and the fact that we didn't get McGlinchey is also a factor. So I think maybe he's most likely going back to that right tackle. Plus, most tackles don't get banged up as much as they do. Guards get banged up a lot. So
that's fair.
And because he's playing guard so much, he started to see that. And he's already injured prone type of guards. Player. So you might want to put him at the right time.
Go ahead, Bobby.
Oh, I was gonna say, I don't think that's a bad idea. I still got questions about Cody Whitehair. I wouldn't say he's bad, but to me, he was an average left guard. Yeah, I know if we do cut him, we save about that's what I was thinking too. Because if we cut him, we save like $7 million or something like that.
I think if it's a post June 1st cut, I actually think it's more. I think it's closer to like 9-10 million.
Okay,
I know I went over it on the episode before.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I think it's still questions out about what he gonna do with that or if he gonna stick with him. But please get us a center because Mustafa ain't it.
So when you look at at linebacker grades, right? So Roquan was graded as the 25th best linebacker. We have now added 2 linebackers ahead of him. For their combined is only slightly more than what Roquan signed for. We added TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmunds, the number 2 and number 11 linebacker in this in projected as far as grades among 500 plus snaps, and we've added that for a combined it's probably only like $2 million more than what Roquan is getting paid alone. That's crazy value.
Crazy. Bro.
Amen.
And this is for everybody who was wondering and still saying where the Bears shouldn't have moved Roquan. You not only get an additional 2nd round pick that you basically use to get to circumvent what you gave up for Chase Claypool, but now you added 2 linebackers to linebacker core that already includes Jack Sanborn, who stood up when Roquan left and led the NFL in tackles in the games that he played. Crazy right now, bro.
That's gonna be love. And Roquan wasn't affecting winning. He was out there getting garbage tackles.
Yeah.
He was out there guessing. That's the big thing about his game is like, bro, he had all the talent in the world, but you out there guessing. So when you guess wrong, you end up giving up big plays, which he always did. So yeah, you can have a high tackle game, but you giving up big plays when we don't need it. So
and for the people that don't realize how important it is to get players to agree to declining contracts and what that allows you to do, because usually contracts they ascend, right? They rise every year after year, and that makes it more difficult when you're trying to add talent to a team. That is why we had to move a lot of the veteran pieces that we did while we were still trying to rebuild. What this allows you to do, you have huge amount of talent on your team, and as it goes by year after year, you have to add to that. You get to review, see what you need to add to the team. You preserve your cap space in a way by making these deals declining. And so that, like, Ryan Poles is continuing to show that not only is he smart, but he's a tactician in how he's getting these deals done. And that I wouldn't be surprised if what's been holding up the Bears announcing some of these deals is just trying to work it out as far as getting those declining contracts in place, because you're not going to find a lot of players, especially 24 years old, that agree to a contract that's a declining scale. That doesn't give them security later on in their career. But hey, man, Ryan Poles is working it out, bro.
Yeah, shout out to him for what the hell he doing in there, because that's some tactful stuff. And shout out to him and being able to go with Kansas City and learn. And it's kind of, I'm not saying we on a level yet, but it's kind of seeming like it's starting to map out.
He learned it, bro.
He learned, you know what I'm saying? And I know it's rumors and things like that a lot of people like to get into, like myself. But hey, they saying that if he got a relationship with Frank Clark, he could potentially be a Chicago Bear too, but that's probably, that second wave of free agency that might come around. So we'll see.
That's a fact. That's a fact. 4 years,
This
72
just day
million.
one.
It ain't even the day started yet.
we technically only 4 hours into free agency now. He made an initial signing and made us wait 3 more hours. He made another one, the bastard.
Bro.
But listen, you can't be mad at the results right now. You cannot be mad at the results and what Ryan Poles is getting done, man. And when you look at some of the deals that and the guaranteed money that was given out, how is Ryan Poles getting the much lesser free agents that were ranked lower in the free agent class is getting way more guaranteed money than a 24-year-old player in Tremaine Edmunds? Ryan Poles is doing his thing.
That motherfucker on the phone, like, look, motherfucker, you gonna
see what we doing in this motherfucker? See what we doing?
Young defenders understand the history of the NFL and playing for the Chicago Bears. It's like a bucket list item for some of these guys, like to go play where Singletary played and Urlacher played and Butkus and all of that. Like that means something. That's, offensively, not so much. Like you don't see offensive players knocking down our door, but defenders will definitely come over here and hoop.
Again, please.
And also got to do with just having. With having an agent. I'm pretty sure if Roquan had an agent, he'd still be a Bear. So it's just a lot of stuff. It's just a lot of stuff people ain't paying attention to, bro.
We get litty though. Excited.
Hey man, hey, listen, Tremaine Edmunds joins. He's now a Chicago Bears linebacker, him and TJ Edwards. And we know what we have in linebackers, right? We respect linebackers. So you come to Chicago, your greatness is expected from you as a linebacker, not just being good. So they got a lot of things on them that they need to figure out, man. But I love these first 3 signings. Also, looks like Jacob Poe and the Don says NateDavis's deal is 3 years, $30 million. Don't know how much of that is guaranteed. I'm sure I'll be able to find that here in a second. Not mad at that deal for a position of need. We know what we need to bring to that offensive line. I'm not mad at it at all.
Let's get Orlando. Let's get him. We need Orlando,
bro. That was at that point. Now that because I even in all the stuff I've talked about in free agency, I never thought about Ryan Poles making a move that would move Jenkins back to tackle. And that's what he's basically done with this NateDavis deal. And if you bring in Brown on top of that front line set at this point.
It's over with. And then you go get you a center at the second round. John Michael Smith. Come on,
John
baby.
Michael. Hey, bro. I can't wait.
Come on now.
I can't wait.
Hey, Jaquan Brisker said y'all got to come through Chirac now.
Oh, bro. Ooh, I can't wait to see that 4-9. I can't wait to see that 4-9 in that Bears jersey. I can't tell you.
Oh man, this is going to be a fun season. Well, while we're on here, let's talk about some of the other signings from around the NFL and some of the players that we may have. McGlinchey did sign. Javon Hargrave signed with the 49ers. I'll tell you what, the 49ers may have one of the best defensive lines in NFL history at this point.
They already had one. That's ridiculous.
And they got better.
Where are they getting all this money though, bro? Like
$84
million, $40 million guaranteed.
Silicon Valley got a private trust fund with them motherfuckers. I don't care what.
I was about to say they living right in Techville. They living right by all that tech money.
Bro, but I ain't gonna lie, we dodged a big bullet with McGlinchey, bro. When I seen 5
that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
that
was a lot of money.
Forget them. I was like, bro, we better not get this man over the 3 was max for me. So I was like, bro, if we get him over 3 years, I'm gonna be mad. So I was like, 5 years, then you gave him.
I like
50.
it for the Dolphins. I mean, for Broncos is good though, like because that boy Danger Russ needed all the help he could get. And they signed 2 offensive linemen.
Now here's the thing.
But he's a run blocker though.
Exactly. That was what I was about to say. Because McGlinchey, we need all the help that we can get on the offensive line. So I'm not. If we would have signed him, I still would have been happy.
Yeah, he was still an upgrade.
If you look at how many times he's given up sacks on the quarterback, he's great at run blocking. He's slightly above average at pass blocking, and depending on the matchup, he's about average. So I can understand that there.
That's why I won as big because, like I said, he was better than Bourne. Bourne.
Yeah.
He was going to be better than Bourne, but like
Sure.
I wasn't trying to be. I want my tackles to be good pass blockers at this point. We can run.
Bro.
I feel like we gonna
ran
run.
with a terrible offensive line.
That's what I said. If we gonna run, we gonna run. I don't have no. That's not a problem. So like we ran with a bro. That line wasn't better than a California team in high school. So bro.
But yeah, Orlando Brown Jr. basically what is being said is that he want to reset the market. Trent Williams, the highest paid left tackle at $23 million. So you got
30.
You know what I'm saying? Do we want more than that?
If we gonna
Brandon L. Jet with Kevin Samuels as his Abby? Is that where's that Brandon? I can't tell. It's little.
Who said we going to the playoffs?
That's definitely Uncle Kev.
That's Kevin
He's talking to people in the chat now. That's what he's talking to people in the chat.
Definitely Uncle Kev.
I didn't mess with him about that profile pic.
For real, BL Jet. Real.
He for that target acquired.
Are there
well,
any?
Orlando Brown definitely leaving KC with Jawan Taylor.
Oh yeah, they've already they're moving
gone.
away from him. So it's definitely it's probably just the money. But have there been any deals out there that you've seen for free agents that you would have liked to see the Bears go after that you look at and like, why didn't the Bears offer that? For me, I'll say this, and this isn't just a front run. Most of the players that I would have liked the Bears to go after signed for way more money than what I thought the Bears should have given.
That's true. I can agree with that, bro. Because I feel like the linebackers they brought in, even NateDavis, I think those are great deals. And then you still even got to consider the trade. That's a deal too, because you got a wide receiver. So far the offseason is off to a great start.
Yeah, we calculated. What
we still need to address.
I got no complaints.
Yeah, for sure. We still got to address the 3 tech. We got to address the edge. We got to get another tackle in here as well.
I will say
we still got the draft.
Yeah, and what we have like 8 picks in this year's draft, so we still got more than enough.
I think it's 10. I think it's 10. I think we got 10 picks.
Definitely got some picks up there. And to me personally, I wouldn't be surprised if this man try to flip one of them other picks for something.
Bro, he could flip 61 if he wanted to. Like, there's a lot of things you could go with.
Yeah,
he can flip
7th rounder too. Like that's crazy, man.
We got it's a lot of stuff he could do.
Yeah, Alex
and Tyree.
Go ahead.
Shout out to Alex. Tyree Wilson is an edge rusher, ain't he?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Tyree Wilson's the edge. Alex says Davis was a sneaky good pickup at Edmunds. Damn, absolutely, bro. Like that's
facts.
I did not think they'd be able to get both of them,
bro. That's why he was quiet. That's why I said bro. I've heard about. They say we was interested one time with Tremaine, and we had never heard it again.
So the reason why I moved off, like in my offseason coverage, I've been covering a lot of potential free agents. The reason why I moved off from Tremaine is strictly I thought he would sign for more than what. Like, don't get me wrong, we got him on a fair deal, but I thought he was going to sign for closer to Roquan money than what he got. So I kind of moved off that, but.
Yeah, true.
Pose gets it done.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
He talked to that agent real quick. Said he ain't getting 20, but he getting something nice. We gonna get him something nice.
Come on,
and I got the details on the guaranteed money for NateDavis. So he's 3 years, $30 million with only $19.25 million guaranteed.
Yeah, so you can still get bring some young offensive line talent in here and develop those guys. And once his time up, you can plug somebody right back in. That's how you do it.
It's crazy how he's following the KC. He's following.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I thought I was crazy, bro. I'm not saying we on a level yet. Yeah, but if you look at the game plan, and if you looking at his assistant, Ian Cunningham, who is well sought after, these guys are putting in work right now.
Hey, for real, we gotta give more credit to Ian too. Hey.
Oh yeah, shout out to Ian Cunningham because he could have left. He was close to leaving. He decided to stay. So
that motherfucker looked at Kyler Murray and was like, "Nah, you play too much Call of Duty for me, bro."
He said,
Fortnite for me, bro.
He is like, bro. He looked at that clip when dude came on the league on the field and throwing that pick. Said, "Bro, who are you throwing to?" I was like, "Yeah, he done." Hopkins was done after that. I have never seen somebody call out a quarterback on the field like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now, while we understand that this is still a work in progress, obviously from Ryan Poles, but do you guys feel like they're setting the Bears up for win sooner than later, as opposed to us thinking it would take another year or two?
Bro,
Great question.
I would just want to say just about it. Just by adding these linebackers here, we win. Like we win in that Miami game for sure. We win in that Detroit game. We might win that. Bro, it's so many games we could have won. We definitely win that Minnesota game. So it's like just them small things right here. These small signings right here. We had them. Ain't no way we win in 3 games.
I think with the signings now, we're winning now. We're not necessarily contending now. I think there's a separation between that. So we are going to and the focus is not development anymore. There's some still like let me be clear. We still need Justin Fields to develop and everything like that. But like we're going to now be winning while we're developing. And now we're theoretically we still got some work to do on the front line of the defense. Our defense is not going to hurt us like it did last season. We now have a defense theoretically that's going to come in and definitely help the Bears. Like I said before, I'm still a lot of things left to do, but I'm looking at it like 8-9 games we got to win this season. That's how I'm looking at it, man. If everybody's
I'm with you on that one. I would say definitely you at least got to be at average. You know what I'm saying? Because 3 wins, if you're doing that again, something is terribly wrong.
Super wrong.
Like wrong.
Oh, hell no.
You add all
The
this
Bears,
talent
they gotta
offensively
have
and
it.
defensively. Ain't no way you just win in 3 games next season.
And we know if they didn't get rid of the defensive players they got rid of during the season last season, they were going to have more than 3 wins. And I feel like that's why they traded them.
Yeah. Good point.
Sure.
The Bears now, I think they sit around still 60 something or close to $60 million in cap space, which is still a lot higher than most.
Yeah. The bro freeze out.
Well, Jay McCass, he coming for the man.
eBay, please. Oh, bro, hey, but yeah, man, we definitely got to keep on pushing. I was gonna say, shit, y'all think that now that because like we had problems in the linebacker spot, the linebacker solidified. I feel like now you just probably could sign a couple 1 and 2s here and there. And then on the offensive side, you got wide receivers. Do y'all think the Bears go heavy trenches in the draft, at least so far looking in? Just kind of like an early prediction
on both sides of the ball.
That's what I'm saying.
They're going to go trenches on both sides. The O-line and the D-line is it. That's where they're going to be focusing. I think they feel like they got a strong wide receiver room right now. They might draft a running back in the later rounds, 3rd, 4th, or 5th round, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them going defensive lineman, offensive lineman in the first 2 rounds.
Bro. What about you, Stevo?
I'm telling y'all now, chat, don't expect no skill players in until like the 5th round or something. We not worried about that. We worrying about filling the slight few holes we got left. He filling them in. We need more. So like, if he not looking at the D line or the offensive line, I ain't trying to hit.
Bro, definitely. Haize, I had asked the question. Now that with all the moves made, do you think that the Bears at least start the draft off by going heavy in the trenches, like O-line, D-line?
I mean, I think that's definitely a possibility. I still want to see what they do with the defensive line, right? Because with the defensive linemen that are in this draft, I think it'll be telling if they do or make any free agent defensive line acquisitions. But it could very well be, and that may be why we didn't see them go after a tackle, because there are definitely some tackles you can draft at number 9 and talk yourself into.
Yeah, and I know we talked about it offline too. With I think that he probably banking on saving some of that money from paying Orlando Brown. I could be wrong. It's still early. You can't nobody sign no contract yet. But if he be like, look, I pay this guy $25 million, but I got a young 5th rounder who performed particularly well. What if he come more into his own? I could still save a little more money. Never know.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Haize, real quick, you guys want to do a quick rundown on what the Bears have done so far for everybody who's just now joining this live stream?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, where you want to start? You want to start with the trade in which we traded our first overall pick for number 1 wide receiver DJ Moore, the number 9 pick, a future first in 2023, a future second, in 2024, a future second in 2025, which sets the Bears up nicely in the future. We've also signed guard NateDavis, linebacker Tremaine Edmunds, and linebacker TJ Edwards. Right? Am I missing anything?
Nope.
That's it.
That was perfect. Yeah. Got so many picks, had him fumble over this word.
bro. Like,
bro,
this
It's
is
weird,
and it's not, and we not done.
bro.
We are not done.
It's
That's
weird.
what's
Just
crazy.
getting
It's such
started,
a
man.
weird feeling. It's such a weird feeling.
So-
See a GM, because I think the concept of Bears is we don't spend no money.
Hold on. Oh, hold on. Wait a second. I just thought about something because we talked about that we need another tackle. If we don't sign a tackle, does that mean it's Paris Johnson at the number 9 pick?
That's what bro.
Bro, just
That's-
something you got to think about.
That's what the chat
But
been saying. That they also have been saying what blue chip, because they say that Ryan Poles has identified like 9 blue chip players in the first round, and which one of them should he go after? But I see the chat mentioning Paris Johnson a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You go,
hey,
yeah, because
if
I'm
you don't
telling
wanna
you,
pay-
what if you don't want to spend that money? What? Because if bro comes talking about he want 26, 27 million a year, Trent Williams only getting what, 23? Come on now.
Mhm.
You can say that.
Yeah.
Say that.
Because everybody, there's a lot of people that feel like he's not the best LT in the league, and
Yep,
he's gonna
there's a lot
come
of
out
people.
asking like he is, like
Yep.
how he should be. But
And
like,
there's health concerns there
Yeah.
as well. So
but yeah,
I understand that for sure.
so it's just doing your due diligence. Hey, I ain't got no worries with Pose. He look like he been heavily making sure everything is right, doing his due diligence. So I'm gonna let him do his thing.
you know what?
Yes,
Another
sir.
thing that we haven't talked much about this offseason is Alex Leatherwood and how he factors into the future of the Chicago Bears offensive line. Because when he did start, was a great starter. He had his mental health thing where he had to step away from the game, didn't play a lot for the Chicago Bears, but they picked up that whole contract. So they have him under contract for I think another 2 years after this season.
Mhm.
Do you think that that Alex Leatherwood may factor into the plans with the offensive line heavily next season?
Absolutely.
Potentially.
I think
Yeah.
he will.
You never know. Potentially, you never
As long
know.
as
They
he's
might
healthy.
still be giving him
As long
a
as he's healthy.
chance. Yeah, they might
I
still be
was
giving him a
saying-
chance.
I was saying I was a big fan of him because people when we got him, I got in so many arguments with people that was Vegas fans talking about, oh yeah, good luck. You should have seen what he did with us. I'm like, yeah, because you stupid motherfuckers put him in left guard and he's not a guard. So when we put him in his right position, what happened? He produced. So
Yeah.
hey, one thing about I know as soon as we got posed and I found out and I did my homework and found out he was an old lineman, he gonna have them challenged and they gonna battle about it. So we gonna see.
No, bro. That's what I'm saying. Even if they do get Paris Johnson, you don't know where Leatherwood sit up in this.
Bro, or Braxton.
And Leatherwood can realistically play guard or tackle, and that's part of the reason that was exciting of bringing him in here is that he has that versatility. Even if you're bringing him in as a depth piece to be the one that comes in for either position, he can do both effectively. And the biggest question is he going to get on the field? But I don't want to overlook the talent in Alex Leatherwood, who's still a super young player as well, right?
24.
Mhm.
Yeah, that definitely can play
That's
into
crazy.
the future as well. So
It's great. Yeah,
Somebody
he's
just
looking
mentioned Broderick Jones.
From Georgia, right?
yeah, from Georgia.
I wasn't really too fond of him. Though.
I'm not down on him. I'll say that, but I'm
I
also
ain't
kind of
sold
like,
either.
yeah, exactly. It's kind of like but he'd be that one that to me it's like if you bring him in, you have to have a veteran there and let him develop to see what he turns into. For me, I'm
Right.
not necessarily bringing Broderick Jones in and be like, bam, we good. You the day one starter. I wouldn't
Right.
do that. So
Does Justin Fields have a connection with Paris Johnson?
I mean, yeah, they would have been an overlap there at least of a year.
I'm about to say it had to be barely a year, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like the I've seen behind Robinson's name popping up. I just don't like the notion of drafting a running back in the first round at all.
That ain't
Unless you're talking about like
Not
a
with
generational talent.
Oh no,
Not when Jay Spears is going to be there in the second round for you, like a third round.
That boy stuck on Spears,
bro.
I'm telling
he
you,
performed in the Senior Bowl. I'm right here, TV right there, bro. Senior Bowl.
Look at the
we
look at the
known
Super
for
Bowl
drafting.
champions. Look at the Super Bowl champions. Pacheco was drafted in what, the 7th round? He was you feel me? And he performed. So it's like I don't see the necessity of drafting a running back in the first round.
And Spears with the Tulane, correct?
Yep.
And you know what we like our Tulane running backs. You know,
Matt Forte.
Yes, sir.
Bro.
Yes, sir. And Matt Forte up there.
Now,
he's like what, a top 5 Bear running back all time at least.
No, we went over.
Yeah.
It. I think he's number 3 all
I'm about to say
time.
number 3.
Chicago Bears.
Probably number
it's
3.
Crazy. Now everybody was saying Orlando Brown, and I not to say that I don't think the Bears may go after him, but I want to keep this and temper these expectations, right? Ryan Poles is a tactician. Orlando Brown brings in injury concerns. He's going to bring in trying to set, if he is truly trying to set the market for his position, and Ryan Poles may look at that and say, listen, I'd rather go depth here with a lot of quality young pieces that we could develop to spend, because it'd be different if the Bears were a tackle away from being a Super Bowl contender.
Right.
We're not. To pay that much money for a team that is still realistically, even in the most conservative of projections, are 3 to 4 years away from even thinking about being mentioned in the breath of a true contender. I just, not to say, like I said, I'm not saying that I don't think that it may happen. I just think that we also have to temper our expectations that it will happen, just looking at the reality.
And I'm in agreement with that, bro, 100%. Because you definitely don't, like I said, you could save so much more money if you continue to develop your left tackle you got right there out of the 5th round.
And like we could easily argue that Paris can end up being way better than Orlando.
He could be the next Orlando Brown Jr. Let's be clear here.
Or better.
So, yeah, and so you save money, you can do more weapons. So I mean, and you don't have those injury concerns. I've been a football fan my whole life. When you attack, when you start having certain lower body injury concerns, yes, they can go away, but it's still a red flag, bro.
Tough.
Now when you because what is Orlando?
6'8",
like 265 pounds, right? That's a lot for a human lower body. Isn't necessarily meant to be.
Say 200.
Listen, I got up to
that man is 340. My God,
I've been at 180. I was at 190 most of my adult life. I got to like 230, and my knees was upset with me for like 6 months. Like, my nigga, you need to lose this weight. So I can't imagine being 6'8", 300 and something pounds.
Bro, the man is 6'8", 340.
Jeez.
We got OG in the building. Chi-Town Tone Loafman showed up. No shade. Well, you know he about to really cook.
Hey, bro.
Crazy.
Hey, bro, I want to give a shout out to my man, Ryan Poles, man, who continue to just destroy the offseason of the NFL, bro. This guy is amazing, bro. I have my doubts, bro. I ain't going to lie to y'all. I have my doubts, but I can't say nothing bad about this guy from here on out, bro. When you look at the linebacker position, Tremaine Edmunds, TJ Ward, Jack Sanborn, we set. Gabe Davis is out there right now on the line.
Did you call him TJ Ward?
Bro, he said everybody name.
He said everybody name.
He said Gabe Davis.
That's not even the right sport. What are we talking about?
TJ Edwards. TJ Edwards. Sorry, dude. He just got on the team, dude. What you want me to expect? That means that the linebackers is pretty much set. You might get you a couple young guys to back up the squad, but what I'm looking at from here on out is them trenches. It's time to work on them trenches. Get an offensive line right. Get that defensive line right. Maybe we get a Jalen Carter at 9. Maybe we get another alternative player at 9 that's good enough to pick at that 9th position. But I want to know, do we get us another cornerback? I think that's the missing piece.
No, not me.
Yes.
I think so. I get what you're getting at with corner. We had this conversation before. I can completely understand what you're getting at with corner, but I think in this year, unless somebody just falls to you late in the draft, I don't think you spend money on a corner. I think that's keep in mind, we're not going to fill every hole. That's a next season. Let's see how the secondary that we do have, they did pretty good last season with now a better linebacker in front 7 overall. Let's see how that, because keep in mind, they got extension decisions to make in that secondary with some key players next season. I think that's when we look at what we do at cornerback.
I'm gonna just tell you right now, it's a lot of corners in them in this draft. 80% of trash. And I'm just leaving it at
that. And I'm not, me personally, I'm not drafting no cornerback, bro, especially when I seen Jalen Jones, who's on your team, who performed particularly well. You continue to do what the hell you said that you were going to do as a coaching staff, which is develop talent. He played well in spots with where he had to be counted on. You continue to let him develop, and then you work on Kyler Gordon on the other side. You just
and we seen him get better by towards the end of the year as well. He got weight.
Facts.
Okay.
Became a man. Got like 4 pick, a pick every week towards the end.
Yeah, he did. He was fantastic. I'm just not. I don't want to dampen on this parade, but let's keep going. Ryan Pose, man, this dude, Vito Corleone, man, you can't finesse, bro. You can't. He does.
All in the family.
You can't, bro.
Bro, it's definitely going down. I'm excited. Can't wait to see what we do. Can't wait to see. It's definitely.
Yeah, I mean. That decision between what happens with Davis, Jenkins, and if they do bring Cody Whitehair back, like somebody got to move back to tackle. And while Tevin Jenkins got a lot of praise for moving from tackle to guard last season, I'm for one, I don't mind moving him back to tackle and take a look at him. Now, he was probably our best offensive lineman last season, so there is some concern about moving him out of position he absolutely was great at. Only allowing two tackles last season did Tevin Jenkins, in the season where our starting quarterback got tackled 55 times. You know, I mean, so that's some things to look at. But I'm right now, I have my trust in Ryan Poles, Matt Eberflus, this team, and the team that their construction. They have a vision. I just can't wait to see what that vision ends up being.
Oh, bro.
Hey, man. Hey. Could it happen to be that I ain't gonna say they did enough, but can they get lower than a B with the stuff that they already did already?
Well, they already at an A for me.
Yeah,
bro. Like
once they got DJ Moore, this is A effort.
Like it's.
I'm saying you got to look at the draft. You know, he got to score on the draft, but I think he can't get let. Yeah, so far. So
far it's definitely A, but I look at the draft and it's like Ryan Poles would have to be uniquely idiotic.
Bro, that's what I was just about to say.
I'm just being real with you. Like there are so many pieces that you can get that this team needs in this year's draft. When you look at the defensive line and offensive line that will be around the draft picks that could be quality, even if he doesn't address any more of the offensive line or defensive line in free agency, which I think he still will. It's going to be hard to fail to not walk away with an A at this. At least the Bears,
the Bears just had a uniquely idiotic GM who would go out there and reach and grab players from junior college and draft a quarterback from a basketball school and things like that. Like, stop it.
Or draft our best players, brother.
No. Ryan Pace would assign Mike McGlinchey for a career high, all-time high for offensive linemen, and then he would have broke his ankle the second play of
the preseason.
Hey,
exactly.
Bro.
Oh, can I overreact and like say that the Bears, when you look at the additions that they made, they might have the best team in an NFC North, to tell you the truth.
We gotta wait to see how.
Can I overreact?
We gotta wait to see.
Yeah,
we gotta
overreact.
Is there potential for that? Absolutely, there's potential for that. But we got to see what else in other moves he makes, and then how this team comes together. I tell you what, it's not going to be what realistically, right? With as much change is happening to this team, you would say first 4 or 5 games in the season is when we're getting a feel for this team, and after that, we'll kind of be able to know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I just look at the weapons, man. I'm looking at Claypool, DJ Moore.
You still need to protect him for him to be.
I know. Let's just say he finished that off. Let's say he mends that. He still got a lot of tools to use to mend those trenches, that offensive line and defensive line.
Bears
Just say they be average on offensive line, defensive line. Look at the weapons on the Bears team, defensively and offensively. I think, and I'm overreacting, it's early, we're going to have one of the best teams in the NFC North. No,
they still have the same offensive coordinator? The Bears still have the same offensive coordinator?
Yeah, look at that for sure. Cole Kmet, come on now. David Montgomery.
I think we still got to look at the other teams. You know what I'm saying? Because hate to say it, but Green Bay they still got a solid defense up there, and then the wide receivers perform well. You know what I'm saying? Then Detroit, hate to talk about they sorry ass too, but they got a nice D line and a nice O line, hence why they was able to run the ball so well last year. So we could be in a conversation, but I think it's still kind of early though. But that's why you said it's an overreaction though. So
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, I'm gonna let y'all finish up. I gotta go finish cooking dinner. Shout out to the Bears, Bear down Chicago Bears.
Send a plate, boy.
All right, man.
We're talking about set a plate.
It's 3:30.
All right, man.
What the
He
fuck?
said,
Hey, man, listen. All I can say is somebody who has a Chicago Bears tattoo. I am a proud Bears.
Oh, for
fan,
sure.
bro.
Absolutely.
Like I'm a proud Bears fan. Bro.
Absolutely.
For those that don't know, I got the Bears on this hand, the Bulls on this hand. You can get the Bear or the Bull. And right now, the Bulls ain't giving us shit. You can get the Bear. It's what you can get. You can get the Bear. And, you know, and shout out like just the excitement around this team. When's the last time we've truly been excited
about
about
off-season.
a big team like this? Like, it's been a minute.
Not never.
Not never.
Not never.
Hey, man. I said this is
For
the most
real.
important offseason in Bears history, bro. And Ryan Poles is just acing it, dude. What the fuck can I say?
He's killing
He
it.
killing
Bro.
it,
He's killing it.
Gotta give him some
Listen,
love,
I need him to make a call over to the United City. And be like, hey, you foreign motherfucker. Do you see what I'm doing over here?
Nah,
Do you see what I'm doing over here?
man.
Hey, what you want me to do? Jerry won't let me do it. Jerry won't let me do it.
Oh,
I love how I give AK an accent, and the dude literally talks English better than I do.
bro.
He got a little
That's the funny
twang
part.
at the end. He got a little twang.
And so there have been some people that have asked questions about what this new linebacker signing does for Jack Sanborn and C-Dub's son. I think people forget TJ Edwards and Jack Sanborn played in college together. I'm not worried
That
about
is
they
crazy.
fit at all.
Nope.
They gonna figure it out.
Man, look at
It's
that.
going down.
Ooh, look at that speed and pursuit in the linebacker position.
Two Lake Villa finest.
Ooh, they gonna be hunting, boy. They gonna be hunting, bro. I'm telling you.
That's what I'm saying.
You could Jalen Carter in the middle of that defense. Oh my God.
Listen, I get where you keep saying Jalen Carter, bro. I'm just not getting
dropping that far, bro.
He's
I'm
dropping
telling
that.
you what. If Jalen Carter falls to 9,
The Lord
if
is on our
if
side.
he falls to 9, literally, Jesus Devontae Christ is sitting outside the Soldier Field like I owed you guys one. It's been since 1986. I owed you guys one. You're welcome.
Oh, bro.
You're welcome.
Trying to tell you.
Shit, he
But
might
yeah,
do. He owe us.
It's still other candidates out there too, man. In the later rounds too. Me, my guy from Michigan, Mozzie Smith. Come on now.
Yeah.
Mozzie.
You and the Mozzie Smith shit, bro. That's hilarious.
Hey, I've been quiet all off season. Since the video, I ain't said nothing about him.
You know how nephew love Michigan, bro.
I know, which is weird. Bro.
Weird as hell.
Listen, you know it's not weird for you, but you know I live in Columbus. I'm an Ohio State fan. You keep bringing up Michigan,
Got
you're
you,
giving me
bro.
trauma. That's all I can say. Especially this year, bro. That's some serious trauma. that I
Ooh.
don't like to relive.
Hey, it's hard being an Illinois fan.
Who the hell is an Illinois fan?
Who we
Ain't
gonna
nobody-
root for?
Boy,
Deuce Williams?
I went to Oregon. What are you talking about? Illinois? No.
Ain't nobody an Illinois fan.
Okay,
I'm more
so
of a-
realistically, all right, the Chicago Bears have now addressed linebacker set. We're done linebacker. Wide receiver set. We're done wide receiver. Secondary set. We're done it's just the trenches now on both the offense and defensive line. We probably need to add about 2-3 more starters in either spot. What do you think Ryan Poles addresses next?
Oh, it got to be the offensive line. You already got the weapons for Justin Fields. Now we got to get some big lucks in there to protect that investment right back there, Justin Fields. So I think that's the next in order. Get that offensive line straight, and then I think they address the defensive line in the draft most likely.
I think
later on
with the quality players in the draft, I kind of agree with you, C-Dub. Go ahead, Bobby.
I was just gonna say, I think it might not be something that you be like, oh, you know what I'm saying, go wild over, but I think that he will at least try to get a veteran on that defensive line because you're gonna have a bunch of young pups. They need some leadership on there, so I think he's gonna have to at least get one good defensive 3-tech to go on that.
Yeah, with 3-tech is high, and it's important in Eberflus's system too. We need that 3-tech.
Yeah,
we need that 3-tech. What do you think,
That's
Steve?
important. That's why all I'm worried about now, really, with the defense. I'm more focused on. I mean, everybody is set on edge rushers, but like with the scheme we run, I'm looking at the 3-techs because that's the glue to the whole defense. If we don't have that, it's just not gonna run as smoothly as it should. So like,
I agree.
It's all determined. I'm just looking on like if we gonna. I'm waiting on that because if he signed, that mean he ain't worried about that in the draft. don't sign. I know he's looking at that in the draft, so it's like I'm just waiting.
For sure.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. I will say this. Can we please officially get Sam Mustipher off the team? I see everybody mentioning the center. Mustipher gotta go, bro. Like I don't even want him as a depth piece anymore. I don't like if I have to see Sam Mustipher come out from the sidelines to line up in front of my quarterback, I may smack myself. That's how goddamn
he said he gonna smack his.
I'm gonna smack myself.
Send that motherfucker to the Seattle Dragons.
Seattle Dragons.
No. Send him to the XFL. He can send him to the
Dragons.
The Rock can take his Samoan ass, bro. Let them go over there with Dwayne Johnson. Let them be Samoan brothers together.
Bro, let them
don't bring that motherfucker over here, bro.
Send his ass right down there to the Houston Roughnecks, bro.
Is that the name of the team?
Yes, the Roughnecks. Hey, I didn't create it. That's what they came up with.
The armadillos on my mom.
Damn, bro. For real, get him out of here.
The Crusaders. All right, let me stop.
Man, I love what they've done. We're still not done. The day isn't over with. Do not be surprised if we have some more signings and we back on here. But I'm glad we were able to give you guys a nice long live at this point. Anything to say, fellas, before we go? We'll probably be back. But anything to say before we go?
Hey, man, salute, man. Ryan Pose, aka Vito Corleone, bro.
AKA Stone Cold Pose.
Bro.
Arturo, I see you in the chat. We actually talked heavily about Alex Leatherwood and the potential that Ryan Pose may see something in him. So we did talk about that. That may have been before you. Yeah, that may be before you came on. But Bobby, anything to say before we go, bro?
I was just gonna say, y'all stay tuned, man. Hey, it's looking bright. We can't put a stamp on it yet, but it's looking bright.
And I also gotta say this. We ain't being cheap. We was never cheap. We just got a GM that's not being cheap. He just using it correctly. That's the difference.
Smart guy.
Pace literally was like, "Hey, if you held the door open for him and said good morning, he'll give you $10 million extra on the contract."
You play for him.
You said, "Hey, good morning, Mr. Pace. How you doing? You know what? $10 extra million.
You play for who?
Bro. Thank you,
the Crusaders. Come on."
All right, we out for right now. I'm sure it's not going to be the last time tonight, but even if it is, we'll be back with the daily and breaking news episodes as more signings come tomorrow as well. And I'm going to sign off with this. Fuck Louis Riddick and Sam Mustipher. Send both their asses on somewhere, man. But you can follow us at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, we're going to leave a text message for our Friday mailbag episodes. Look, there's a lot to be. I need the mailbags to be jam-packed today, not just with comments from the YouTube.
Oh, bro.
773. Damn, what's the number? I just lost my train of thought. 773-242-9336 is the number. You can send a text message and our voicemail. But that is it for us for right now. We'll see you guys later, man. Bear down, y'all. Peace.